Hi, fourth grade. Um, can't use my headphones today because Tong Tong's listening to music. Also, he was playing with my hair earlier, and I feel like he stuck something in my hair. Is there something stuck in my hair? I feel like I can feel something metal back there. Never let an alien play with your hair, let me tell you. Anyway, I'm really proud of you guys. You've done so well. And yesterday's LA lesson was so much fun. I really enjoyed our Zoom. Everyone paid attention and you worked really well in groups. So thank you. You did a really good job. You guys are persevering. We're going to talk more about that when you come to school. Okay. So this is our grammar and phonics lesson. So of course, you need both of your workbooks, your grammar and phonics workbook. And you need your writing notebook because we're going to take some notes. So what we're going to learn about today is we're going to have a phonics warm-up, and then we're going to talk about verbs, main and helping verbs, action verbs, and also how to write titles of different things. So it's going to be a lot of practice. We'll do a lot of it together. You're going to have a lot of independent work, and your assignment period will be very easy. Okay, so you don't have to worry about that. All right, let's get started. So as you can see, Tong Tong has formed some bad habits during this time when students aren't at school. So I always love to take pictures of him during doing something fun so you can see what he's doing during your warm-up. And last time we went to the beach, Tong Tong brought a lot of junk food. So I have been encouraging Tong Tong to eat a little bit healthier. I don't know if you guys are eating healthy these days. I know it's really tempting not to eat healthy, but if we want to have a strong body and a strong, healthy body, we need to be eating better. So if he wasn't listening to music, I would talk to him, but Tong Tong is going to need to change his diet and eat healthier, especially because you guys are coming back to school. We all need to be healthy. Okay, anyway, our warm-up is phonics, page 64. So this is what your warm-up page looks like. If you need to pause your video, you can to find this page. It's phonics, page 64. Okay? Now, I like to do the first part together. That way we can cross out some words, and the second part you can do by yourself. So let's start first by reading all of these spelling words in the word box up here. Now, you can read with me or you can repeat after me. Ready? Herb. That H is silent. You do not read it herb. You don't say the H. You just say herb. Okay? Here we go. Herb. Person. Sternly. Serpent. Worse. Pearl. Dirty. Birth. Shirt. Twirl. Swirl. Purse. Curl. Curve. Curb. Hurl. Turkey. Turnip. Purpose. Blurred. Okay, now that we've read the words, let's look at questions 1 through 10. Can you find the best match for 1 through 10? Okay, now if you would like to try and do this by yourself, pause your video, do 1 through 10, and come back here to check your answer. If you're not sure and you'd rather just copy my answers, then keep going with your video. Okay, let's look at the answers for 1 through 10 and read them together. Okay, life, death, birth. That word fits best with life and death. Number 2, an herb is like a spice or a seasoning. You guys have grown herbs before. Rosemary, lavender, all the different kinds of mint. What else do we grow? Thyme. We have actually, well, I can't reach it, but I have an herb growing right there. It's a thyme plant. Oh, I wish I could reach it. Sorry. You can see it when you come back to school. Number 3, child, woman, person. Purpose is number 4. A purpose is like a goal. My purpose this year is to make sure you pass the 4th grade. A curb is part of a sidewalk. A serpent is another word for a snake. A purse is like a bag or a pocketbook. Most women carry purses. Normally, a purse is not something a man would carry. A man would carry a bag, and a woman carries a purse. Dirty, of course, you know dirty. Sternly. Now, we're going to talk a little bit more about sternly. And finally, curve, like part of a circle. Now, I picked this picture so you can see very closely some herbs. So I see in here there's some mint and thyme. There's a bay leaf. So herbs, you don't say the H. This is a curb. So where the sidewalk and the road meet, or where the grass and the sidewalk meet, there's sometimes like an edge. That's a curb. And the last one, I thought you might need a picture. This is Mrs. Mathern when I am sternly looking at you. So stern does not mean angry, and it doesn't mean like mad. It means kind of like strongly or in a strong way. So if I say, okay, class, put down your pencils, and nobody puts down their pencils, I might say, class, pencils down, please. Nobody puts down that. 2 times, I have to ask you. The 3rd time, I'll say, class, put down your pencils. And I might use my finger. I'm not angry, but I want you to listen. And so I'm making my voice more stern. It's like strict. Anyway, and then you better put down that pencil. Okay, we've crossed off all the words we've used. Use the remaining words to finish 11 through 20. Okay, are you ready to check? Number 11, worse. 12, her tight curl would not straighten. A curl's like a hair. Mrs. Mathern does not have curly hair. My hair is straight. 13 and 16 were very difficult because swirl and twirl are very similar, but the leaves swirl around on a windy day. So when you think of swirl, think of the wind or water, and that will help you. 14, a turnip. Now I have a picture of a turnip here for you. A turnip is like a carrot, and they taste horrible. In my opinion, they don't taste good. My sight blurred. That means you can't see well. The drum major, that's like a person in a band. They're twirling. So if you twirl your pencil, this is twirling. 17, pearl. 18, turkey. 19, shirt. And 20 is hurl, which means to throw. Okay, we have finished our warm-up, and we are now going to move into our grammar lesson. So please go to grammar page 51 and pause your video if you need to find that page. Let's read the top of grammar page 51. A verb tells what the subject does or is, and a verb can include more than one word. There may be a main verb and a helping verb. So let's look at that. Now, I would suggest that you write this down in your spelling and vocabulary notebook. I think I put writing notebook on the material list. Oh, I'm sorry. You can use your writing notebook or your spelling and vocabulary. I just want you to write this down. A helping verb helps. A main verb, the helping verb comes before the main verb. So pause your video if you need more time to write this down. I would like you to write it down. It'll help later. Okay. Helping main verbs. So here are some examples that I made for you. Let me make my video smaller so you can see the last one. So the helping verb is purple and the main verb is blue. I am eating my lunch. Ben has taken the test. We were talking. So please copy this down. You can underline or highlight in certain colors, but I want you to practice a little bit of helping and main verbs. Pause your video now and make sure you copy down this slide. Okay, now at the bottom of grammar, page 51, you should see this, 1 through 10. Your instructions are to write down the verb. Now, what we're going to do is instead of me showing you the answer, we're going to do this together. So when you find the answer, I want you to write it down on this line right here. So the instructions are to read each sentence, find the verb, write it on the line. Okay? So first sentence, the white cat sleeps on the sofa. What's the verb? Sleeps. Please write sleeps on the line. Number 2. She was counting the fluffy clouds. Now remember, you can write down 2 words if there's a helping and a main. Was counting. So number 2, you should write down was counting on the line. Guys, if I'm going too fast for you, you can always pause your video or you can rewind. Number 3, the lights blinked on and off quickly. Quickly sounds like a verb, but which is the verb that helps us understand what the subject does or is? Blinked. The lights blinked on and off quickly. So you need to write blinked on the line for number 3. Number 4, he sang that song perfectly. What is the verb? What is he doing? He sang. Past tense. We're going to talk more about tenses later. Number 5, we will visit my grandparents next week. The verbs are will and visit. That's a future tense. We will visit. So number 5, write will visit. As always, if you think you've got the hang of this, you can pause your video now, finish the rest, and come back here for the answers for an extra challenge. Number 6, she can jump higher than her brother. The verb is jump, can jump. So can is a helping or linking verb. So write can jump. Number 7, I need another blanket. Where's that verb? Need. Right? Need on the line. Number 8, he spoke loudly and clearly to the audience. What is he doing? He spoke. Right? Spoke on the line. Okay, 2 more. Number 9. Oh my goodness, I already gave you the answer. I forgot to animate this one. Well, my mother works at the hospital. So please write works on the line. Last one. I finished my homework early tonight. Where is the verb? Finished. Number 10, finished. Okay? So hopefully you guys feel pretty confident identifying verbs in a sentence. Now let's turn the page and go to grammar page 2. Grammar page 52. Now we've already learned and read about verbs, but an action verb tells what the subject does, did, or will do, which is past, present, and future. Action verbs can have different tenses. So, will do is future, did is past, and does is present. Now, let's look at some examples. So if you look down on your page, you see that there are 10 questions. Now, your instructions say read each sentence, circle the action verb. Now, on the line, you're not going to write the verb this time. You need to write past, present, or future to name the tense of the each underlined verb. We're supposed to circle it. I think the book has a mistake. The book has a mistake. It's supposed to say each circled verb because it told you to circle the action verb. So read each sentence, circle the action verb, then on the line, write past, present, or future to name the tense of each circled verb. Now make sure if it is future tense, you need to circle will and the verb after it. Okay, so independent work, do your best, come back here to check. Okay, I hope you're finished. Now, if you made a mistake while we're checking, that's fine. Just pause your video, erase your answer, and fix your mistake. You always should be working in pencil. That way you can fix your mistakes. Okay, let's look at the answers. Number 1, you should have circled cries. That's present tense. 2, future tense. Anytime we see will, blah, blah, it's future. So number 2, 4, 7, those are all future tense. 3, played is past tense. 5, laughed is also past tense. Number 5, sorry, I already said that. Number 6, protect is present. If it was past, it would be protected. Number 7 is future. Number 8, the computer made a loud and unusual noise is past tense. Number 9, raises is present. And number 10, dimmed is past. Now, if you made mistakes, pause your video and fix them. And if you made a lot of mistakes, you might want to practice more in your free time. Okay, let's keep going. Grammar page 53. Now, this is the last page that we'll be working on together today. So this is where we are going to need our writing or spelling and vocabulary notebook to take some notes. So what I would like for you to do is listen carefully, and then we're going to take some notes in our writing notebook. Underline or italicize, which means write it slanted, titles of TV shows, movies, books, and CDs, and the names of newspapers and magazines. You use quotation marks around the titles of stories and articles, essays, songs, and poems. And you always capitalize every word in a title except articles, conjunctions, and prepositions that are not at the beginning or end of the title. So that means if the title is A Boy Goes to Town, the A is capitalized, but the to, A Boy Goes to Town, to is not. And we'll practice this together. Okay, so this is what I would like for you to copy in your spelling and vocabulary notebook or your writing notebook, whichever one you're using. So your title is Grammar, page 53. And what I did for you was I made 2 blocks. And inside those blocks, I show you what you should underline and italicize or what you should put quotation marks around. I would like for you to pause your video now and carefully copy down this chart. Okay, you should have paused your video, carefully copy down what you see on this slide here. It's going to help you as we continue on grammar, page 53. Okay, let's look at number 1, and then the rest of them you're going to do by yourself. It says, have you ever read the book Peter Pan by J.M. Barrie? Now, as you can see, it's really hard to write in italics. So you can also underline. So the answer to number 1 looks like this. Have you ever read the book, underlining, Peter Pan by J.M. Barrie? And J.M. Barrie is a name, so it stays capitalized. If you want to try to write slanted, you can, but it looks better if you just underline. Now that we've done number 1 together, I want you to do 2 through 6 by yourself, and you need to use this note page to help you as you underline, italicize, or put quotations. Do your best. You should be done with this page and coming back here to check your work. Now, number 1, we've already done, so you should have written it down. So let's look at the answers for 2 through 6. Now, I don't know about you guys, but it's really hard to only write on that one short line. My handwriting's too big. I wish they gave us more space. Now, number 2, you should have put real school kids in quotations, and school needed to be capitalized. Also, the School Times is a magazine, so it is underlined. Number 3, Life on Mars is the name of a movie. It should be capitalized, except on is not, and you underline it. Number 4, I Miss You is the name of a song, so it needs to go in quotations, and then Songs from the Heart is the CD title, so you underline it. Number 5, My Shadow is a poem, so it is in quotation marks. That's why it's really helpful to have this thing so you can check which one is which. A poem is in quotations, and that was the only thing you needed to fix on that one. And finally, number 6, both of the Daily Times and the Daily Sun are newspapers, so they are underlined. Okay, if you made a mistake, please fix your work now. Okay, that brings us to the end of the lesson. We learned a lot of new material today. We learned all about verbs and identifying them in the past, present, and future. And we also learned about titles of books and movies and TV shows. It's a lot of information. I'm really proud of you. The only thing you need to do during your assignment period is finish phonics pages 62 and 63. So make sure that your vocabulary and spelling tests are turned in from last Friday, because I would like to check those today. So make sure you've turned those in to the right folder on Class Dojo. the right portfolio assignment on Class Dojo. Okay, guys, I'm proud of your hard work. I'll see you soon. Keep doing your best through this last week, and we'll be together next Wednesday. Bye.